Last night, I opened my fridge. Inside, 2 eggs, leftover pasta, half a lemon, and I just stood there in front of a closed fridge for 15 minutes. Pasta has too many carbs. Eggs are boring. Should I go out and grab something? No, it's too late, but I'm hungry. But 15 minutes for dinner. You know this feeling, don't you? A simple decision, what to eat, whether to send that message, which road to take, somehow becomes a matter of life and death. Voices multiply inside your head, options branch out endlessly, and you freeze. Today's video is about something I've been trying to understand for years. Why do we think so much? Why doesn't all this thinking set us free, but instead traps us? And most importantly, is there a way out? I'm not going to promise you answers, but let's get a little lost together. In ancient Greek mythology, there is a man named Sisyphus. He deceived the gods, and for that, he was sentenced to an eternal punishment. He must roll an enormous boulder to the top of a mountain, but every time he nearly reaches the top, the boulder rolls back down, and Sisyphus starts again, forever. In the 20th century, a French philosopher named Albert Camus read this myth and asked an unexpected question. Is Sisyphus happy? Surprised? I was too, but Camus explains it. Sisyphus knows his boulder. He lives without illusions. He has accepted that life is absurd, and yet he picks up the boulder anyway. Now think, aren't our thoughts exactly that boulder? We think in order to find the final answer to life. Why is it this way? Where am I going? Is this the right choice? Who am I? The boulder slowly rises, and then it falls back down. A new question is born, a new doubt, a new, but what if? And we start again from the beginning. Camus says, life is not a puzzle that needs to be understood. It is a process that needs to be lived. The first time I read that, it seemed like nothing. The second time, it woke something up in me. In 17th century Amsterdam, there lived a man named Baruch Spinoza. He was a lens grinder. He would polish glass for a few hours each day and spend the rest of his time writing philosophy. A simple, quiet life. But inside his mind, the most complex questions of humanity turned endlessly. Spinoza discovered something. Simply put, it's this. Until we understand the causes of our feelings and thoughts, they control us. Overthinking is not the freedom of the mind, it is the mind's prison. Think about it. Why do you overthink? Most of the time, it's fear. Fear of making a mistake. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of what others will think. Fear of losing something, and this fear never shows you its own face. It simply commands, think. Think more. Think again. Like a prison guard who never sleeps. According to Spinoza, seeing the cause is the first step. You are afraid. Why? Which primitive instinct is this? Which old wound? Watching the thought is not running away from it. It is walking toward its source. Nietzsche and Amor Fati, loving your fate. Friedrich Nietzsche suffered greatly in his life. Illness, loneliness, rejection. He was misunderstood by almost everyone. He eventually lost his mind. But looking at his life, he found two words, amor fati. In Latin, this means love of fate. He said, everything that has ever happened in your life, the mistakes, the pain, the humiliating moments, the losses, don't just accept them, love them, because they built the person you are. So what does overthinking do? It keeps us trapped in two places that don't exist. In the past, why did I do that? What if I had chosen differently? Or in the future, what if they don't like me? What if I fail? What if? Never in the present. Amor fati is a return to now. It is erasing the sentence, it should have been different from somewhere deep inside you. Nietzsche says, live your life in such a way that you would be willing to live it again, exactly as it was, forever. This is his idea of the eternal return. I sat with this thought for a long time. If you had to repeat this exact moment with all this uncertainty, all this doubt, this ordinary in-between life forever, could you accept that? The question is terrifying, but that terror is exactly what wakes us up. Now, I want to be honest with you. While writing the script for this video, there was a moment I sat in front of my computer and couldn't write a single word for half an hour. Will this be any good? Will people understand it? Am I going too deep? No, not deep enough. Should I start over? Me, a person making a video about overthinking, was paralyzed by overthinking. Funny, right? But then I realized something. Our feeling of being lost, that's not weakness. That's proof of our humanity. We don't need to know everything. We don't need to always be right. We don't need to have it all figured out. The moment you say, I don't always know either, somewhere, someone reads those words and for the first time doesn't feel completely alone. We tend to think of happiness as something we acquire. Once I get that job, I'll be happy. Once I find that person, I'll be happy. Once I find the answer to this question, I'll finally be at peace. And overthinking is born exactly here. We've planned to live after we figure everything out, first solve it all then. But the then never comes. Happiness is not a destination you have to reach. Happiness is a way of walking. Paying attention to ordinary things every day. The smell of morning coffee, a friend's laugh, the sound of rain outside. These are not great happiness, but they are real. The overthinker is always searching for the big picture. What is the meaning of my life? But meaning is not the big picture. It lives in the small pixels, in the present moments. The first time I heard this sentence, something short-circuited in my brain. Who you are is what you are when you are. I said earlier, overthinking traps us in two imaginary places, the past and the future. In the past, why did I become this way? What if I had done things differently back then? In the future, what if they don't like me? What if I don't succeed? What if? In neither place is there a you, only ideas. The real you is the person sitting right now, breathing, thinking, feeling. There is no correct version of you hiding somewhere outside this moment. You are already there. So, with Camus, we carried the boulder of Sisyphus. With Spinoza, we looked inside the prison of the mind. With Nietzsche, we said goodbye to the past. And at the end, we arrived here at a simple, quiet truth. Overthinking doesn't solve your problems, it freezes them. Meaning is not found in thinking, it is found in being. The next time the spiral begins, in front of the fridge, in front of the computer, in the sleepless middle of the night, see if you can say this to yourself. I don't have to know everything. Right now is enough. This is not grand philosophy. This is one breath. And sometimes one breath is enough to begin. If this video reached you, I know why. Because I've been inside that spiral too. I always will be. The difference is, now I know its name. Subscribe. In the next video, we'll get lost again, but together.